Well, welcome back to Rarest Photos. We had another day of more videos, more conversation about a lot of different topics. So please hit the like button. Make sure you share this video after you're done watching it. If you can watch all of the video, that's great. Helps to rank it up. We know YouTube puts commercials on here, so just get through them. And YouTube has to have a way to make money for supporting all of the creators that are out there and all the subjects that are out there. So I appreciate it, and always let me know at the end of it whether you stayed all the way through the video. Now, I get to see statistics on my YouTube studio, and a great deal of y'all stay till the end, which is great. A special thanks to those who have left a monetary donation lately. You can see right over here scrolling on the right, and to your members and subscribers. So Evelyn said it was KWKH radio. I have her book and read it years ago. I saw Elvis perform 3 times in a Louisiana hayride with Scotty Moore and Bill Black. Elvis actually talked to me one night after he'd gotten off stage. I'll never forget him. Still a fan. And Vicky says, wow, that's very exciting. You saw him and talked to him. Lucky you. That's definitely something that most Elvis fans can't claim, Evelyn. So Janet D 6686 says, wow, that's amazing. You saw Elvis in the hayride and talked to him. Elvis loved to give time to the fans, especially when he could in the early days. Nancy Simmons says, sorry to leave another comment, but Priscilla lies so much. Does anybody ever think she made it all up? That story that he wouldn't make love to her, so she has a reason why she fooled around. Well, I had to fool around because he wouldn't make love to me. Just never made sense. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I think is possible as well. I mean, everybody has their own likes and dislikes. But we know that Susan Henning and he had an affair. And she had a child. And I believe there's a couple other people that he was linked to that had children as well. Now, that being said, I think maybe in his romantic mind, the idea of starting a relationship with somebody that had a child may have had something to do with the potential that he had, this relationship with Lucy that maybe didn't work out, and maybe he felt like it was because she had the children. Now, I don't know. We're not all the way through the book anyways. I'm just speculating. Speculating is fun to do. And everybody's psychology of who they are, is interesting to me as well. I mean, we all have things that we like and we don't like, right? That we feel comfortable with and what we don't feel comfortable with. And Elvis was no different. Nancy Simmons said, you got to remember Priscilla is the one telling a story that he won't make love to her. She's the only one saying that now when he found out she had an affair right after Lisa. Probably messed up his head, but did they still have sex? That's not all the time, because she made a comment that Elvis and me, that Elvis wanted to have more children. And we came up with some names. If it was a boy or a girl, well, why would you do that if he wasn't touching you? And how would you get pregnant? Well, thank you for that comment, Nancy. On the Elvis and Kathy Westmoreland, and if y'all agree with Nancy, put it in the comments. If you disagree, put it in the comments. Nancy Lorenzo, what's going on, Nancy Lorenzo? On the video, Elvis and Kathy Westmoreland shares what she really thought of Elvis. She said, thank you, Joe, for another great reading. I release, I would say, 3 to 5 videos a day. So I understand if y'all can't always keep up with it. You can always go to the playlist. You can always hit play all. Or you can always individually find these videos as they show up in your feed. I just want to make sure I bring you guys a variety of subjects, if at all possible, every day. To take care of your Elvis needs. What's going on, Golden Retriever? That was a good section of the book. Love your songs. Thank you. I'm always very inspired when I write these songs for Elvis and for Elvis fans. Elvis is a reason why I became a singer-songwriter. And also, I think a reason how I survived my childhood. I had a very difficult childhood and life as well. And Elvis helped me get through it. The Elvis World talks about Elvis's potential second daughter, Desiree. Charlie mentioned the daughter's name. I'm going to have to go look for that. I appreciate that, Ange. Or if you can let me know where that's at, that would be great. You can email me at rareelvisphotos@gmail.com. Well, I hope you all stick around and read the comments and see if your comment is featured. Going to play some music in the background, and then we got to get working on some reading today. We've got quite a few books to read, so I'll see you later on today and this afternoon and this evening. TCB, TLC, this is Rare Elvis Photos.
He walked on stage with a smile, made our dreams come true for a while. Guitar in hand, moving wild, every scream made him feel alive. Shook his hips, people would sigh. If I can dream, he touched the sky. Jailhouse rocking all night long, to the rhythm of a rock and roll song. Elvis gave his life for his fans, sang his heart out right till the end. Every note he gave a piece of his soul, because rock and roll made him whole. Here's where music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. Long nights on the road, legends told, stories unfold. From Graceland to the crowd, he played every song loud and proud. Elvis gave his life for his fans, sang his heart out right till the end. Every note he gave a piece of his soul, because rock and roll made him whole. Here's where music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. He shined like the brightest star. Love for that music took him far. Echoes of his voice still live on in every one of his songs. Elvis gave his life for his fans, sang his heart out right till the end. Every note he gave a piece of his soul, because rock and roll made him whole. Here's where music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. Here's where all music ended and began. Elvis gave his life for his fans. The king in his blue suede shoes stepped through the White House doors. The country was going down the tubes, Elvis couldn't be ignored. Nixon at his desk all stern, wondering what the king might say. He didn't like the Memphis Flash until meeting him that day. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his head. Nobody saw those two a mixing. Elvis and Nixon. Elvis said with a serious look, I'm here to help with the youth.
Hey, C-Cat. You said regarding Nancy P's interview, do you think it was a good idea for her to reveal what she did about Elvis's hair? I think you might. I'm not really sure it should be public for her safety. It's been bugging me. I'm thinking that you told me that, that I told you all that I got some hair from Elvis. That was actually sent by her sister. As part of, but I think we're fine with that. But I appreciate you being concerned for her. CC Cat, what's up? Also watch till the end. If you see WUTE in the future, I've watched until the end. I like it. WUTE. That's great. Let's get on with the music. Hey, Sharon, I love the book as well as the one, Are You Lonesome Tonight? Johnny Lang's book. I like him. Great, Sharon. We'll keep reading them.
She held him close to her heart from the very start. Through every joy and fear, she kept him near and dear, with a love that's pure and true. In everything she'd do, a mother's guiding light shone through the Elvis night. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. Holding her hand, he found peace, and all her worries would not cease. There shares a bond that never fades. It loves me tender shades. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. Holding her hand, he found peace, and all her worries would not cease. They shares a bond that never fades. It loves me tender shades. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. With every note he'd sing, he danced on her heartstrings. A melody so sweet made their bond complete. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. Yeah, there's no greater love than a mother's love.
MM Construction says, yes, it will be a great opportunity if you can have conversation with Desiree. Does she have children? Does she live in the U.S.? Great question. If I do get a chance to actually have an interview with her, I'll ask her about that. I'm sure she won't be very specific about where she lives, just to protect herself. Elvis and Kathy. Kathy Westmoreland shares what she really thought of Elvis. Betty Bloomfield said, thanks, good read. Thanks for being on here, Betty. The Solid Heroes. Wow, Elvis didn't know they had a tour in 2 weeks. That's bizarre. I wonder why Parker was so secretive about the tour schedule. Well, it could have just happened too. And it's not like there were cell phones to have texts back in those days. He would have had to call Elvis. Elvis kept kind of a strange schedule. I'm assuming that's what it is.
He was born in a shack in Tupelo, a healthy boy, but he lost his baby bro. He grew up poor, the dirt poor life. The only thing he had was a guitar and a bike. That was Elvis, born in 35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis. In the summer of 77, Priscilla broke his heart and sent him back to heaven. He sang his songs for all to hear. American Trilogy still brings a tear. That was Elvis, born at 35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis. A gift in Lisa Marie, but now she's singing with Elvis in heaven's jubilee. That was Elvis, born in 35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis, from that's alright to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. That was Elvis, Elvis. That was Elvis, Elvis, Elvis.
Hey Marta, you said, I'm hooked on this love story. Now I do believe it was real. At least it's not a boring story like the other ladies do. And then I think you said, I think Lucy. It didn't get finished, but you probably are saying I think Lucy is the maybe the mother of Elvis's child. Sandra, I believe Lucy, what she went through is heartbreaking. Thank you for that comment, Sandra. In Teos, this made me cry. I'm so happy that Lucy was honest with Elvis, as it shows that she could no longer take all the abuse in all kinds of forms.
There's one king above all, a light that never fades, a name that we call in every prayer we say. Through every storm we face, he stands tall and true, lifts us up with his grace, that shows what love can do. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every eye closed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. Darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. Darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. His life for us so that we all may live. Only one king, that's Jesus.